Bluetooth allows us to quickly connect headphones, keyboards, and gaming controllers to our computers. And now, thanks to a new vulnerability named BrakTooth, it also provides hackers with a means to exploit the wireless connectivity of nearly 1 billion devices. But with most modern tech now being Bluetooth capable, which of your devices are potentially impacted? We'll cover that topic and more as we sit down and sync up with Rocket IT's technology update for September 9th. Hello everyone, I'm Keith Lawson, Rocket IT support technician, and welcome to Sync Up, your new home for trending technology news. Today we're taking a look at the 16 security issues that have been found to impact the Bluetooth connection of many popular laptops, smartphones, and PCs. The vulnerability we're talking about today is named BrakTooth, and it was discovered by Singapore's University of Technology and Design. In its most basic form, BrakTooth allows someone to crash or freeze your machine. At its worst, BrakTooth can be used to send malicious code to your computer or other devices, which means it can be completely taken over. Currently, it's expected that about 1,400 chipsets made by 11 different manufacturers have been affected by this. Those manufacturers are including, but not limited to, Microsoft, Dell, Sony, Oppo, Volvo, Walmart, and Panasonic, which means over 1 billion devices could be at risk. The impacted hardware could be anything from laptops and computers all the way over to smartphones and cars. Depending on what Bluetooth devices you own, the threat level is either really low or really high. As an example, let's say your Bluetooth speaker. The worst they could do is listen to phone calls you take over the speaker, or they could send thousands of Bluetooth requests to the device just to crash it. Alternatively, if you own a Microsoft Surface or a Dell laptop/desktop, you might want to be a bit more concerned. You probably have a lot more private information or personal information on those machines, which means, let's say, your logins, your banking information, emails. Traditional security measures like antivirus or firewall settings are great for most viruses, but in this case, because it's being sent over Bluetooth, they're not going to mitigate much. Specifically with the laptops I mentioned a moment ago, people can actually hop in and take complete control of your computer like it was being remoted into. Keep in mind with Bluetooth that the range is very limited, which means this hack is only really effective in, let's say, open areas like coffee shops or public restaurants. The one thing we need to be concerned about is this is not a very expensive hack to do. SUTD has stated that you could get a $15 transmitter and write a few lines of code and BrakTooth is available to you. The online news source, The Record, reached out to the manufacturers about 90 days ago and asked them to try to fix this issue. 90 days have passed, it has not been patched, and some of the manufacturers we've talked about today are still very vulnerable to this hack. When addressing why this may be, The Record notes that, quote, a spokesperson for the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, which governs the development of Bluetooth standards, told The Record they've been made aware of these issues but couldn't pressure vendors into patches since these issues don't impact the standard itself, but each vendor's individual implementation. While we wait for BrakTooth's vulnerability to be patched by these manufacturers, here's what you can do if you own a Microsoft Surface or a Dell computer. Make sure to turn off your Bluetooth connection when it's not in use. When you're pairing a device for the first time, make sure it's not in a super public setting with a bunch of other people around. Never accept a device that you don't know it's requesting to pair to your computer. If your device allows you to turn on a PIN connection for your Bluetooth devices, make sure to turn that on. Finally, keep an eye out for news relating to security updates for your devices. While the patching process will be different depending on your device, it's likely to be added via a firmware update. For Microsoft Surface and Dell laptop owners, regularly check to see if you have any updates available by navigating to your system settings and clicking the Check for Updates button. In the meantime, to stay up to date on current security trends, hit the subscribe button and the bell to catch us on next week's episode of Sync Up with Rocket IT.